We're live from Pretoria with our extremely remote coverage of CES here in Pretoria, South Africa. Our CES coverage is brought to you by the extreme heat wave that we're experiencing. Be sure to send some cold air from the Northern Hemisphere. But anyways, just a few days ago, we released a video where I dove into the information and specifications, speculations surrounding AMD's second-gen Ryzen processors. Well, now that video is almost as pointless as an off-road fridge without any monster, since AMD just decided to blow the lid off of the whole thing. In our continued coverage of CES 2018, we're going to take a look at all of the information AMD unveiled to the public concerning their upcoming second-gen desktop Ryzen chips. AMD fans, have your tickets ready because we're about to board the friggin' hype train. Woot! Woot! As pointed out by the rumors discussed in our previous video and subsequently confirmed by AMD, the upcoming second-gen desktop Ryzen CPUs will indeed be produced using the 12nm manufacturing process. AMD explained that this new process results in chips that are capable of higher clock speeds than the original Ryzen lineup. The company didn't reveal just how much higher these clocks will be, but conservative estimates would put that somewhere in the range of 4.2 to 4.4 GHz. Even though these new chips are set to be more powerful, they should also be a fair bit less power hungry. Helping these chips reach and maintain those higher clock speeds will be the Precision Boost 2 technology, which, just like Precision Boost 1, automatically overclocks the chips if various factors like thermals and power allow for it. Unlike Precision Boost 1, however, which originally only applied to 2 cores, Precision Boost 2 will kick in even if all cores are being utilized. AMD wasn't too generous with more information about these upcoming chips, but did confirm that they'll be arriving starting sometime in April, which is amazing. Which I think is actually a better release window than the February-March date that rumors pointed to, mostly because it gives owners of the current Ryzen lineup an additional month or two before feeling inferior to the new ones, and also lets the people who are trying to decide whether or not they should upgrade enough time for them to consider everything that's coming down the pipeline. And then along with the Zen Plus architecture, AMD also confirmed that the new 400 series motherboards will be launching alongside the new processors. Luckily, AMD is sticking with its commitment to the AM4 socket and explained that the current Zen and upcoming Zen Plus processors will work with any 300 and 400 series motherboard, meaning you can either upgrade to the new chipset, keeping your old Ryzen processor, or even take a new Zen Plus chip and stick it in your current 300 board, provided that you upgrade your BIOS. Of course, that BIOS update will save you a few bucks, so it might be the route that you want to go. And while only the X470 chipset has been announced thus far, we can expect to see B450 and other flavors to follow pretty soon. The company was equally tight-lipped about this new chipset, mostly just confirming that it'll be optimized for second-generation Ryzen CPUs and that they'll be more power efficient. Also confirmed is AMD's plan to launch new Threadripper processors equipped with Zen Plus cores and new Ryzen Pro CPUs sometime in the second half of this year. But that's about as much as we're getting until closer to the launch date. Another highlight to come out of the AMD CES hype machine is the announcement that desktop Ryzen APUs equipped with Vega graphics are coming, and coming fast, as soon as the 12th of February, in fact. Another highlight to come out of the AMD CES hype machine is the announcement that desktop Ryzen APUs are getting Vega graphics, yes! And those are coming fast, as soon as the 12th of February, in fact. Next month, we'll see the launch of 2 fully unlocked and overclockable desktop APUs, namely the Ryzen 5 2400G and the Ryzen 3 2200G. The 2400G is a 4-core, 8-thread chip that maxes out around 3.9 GHz, has a TDP of 65 watts, and sports a GPU of 11 compute units. It's priced at $169. The 2200G drops the simultaneous multi-threading, leaving it with only 4 cores and that many amount of threads, and can be pushed to 3.7 GHz, runs at a TDP of 65 watts, and sports 8 compute units. It'll cost you only $99. Hello, Ryzen 3 1200 replacement. While neither of these chips can match the performance of a Ryzen 5 1600 or 7 processor bundled with a decent GPU, for obvious reasons, they're mighty compelling offers for anyone looking to build a good budget rig or something like a relatively inexpensive home theater PC. I'm excited for budget builds, guys. They're especially exciting since the integrated Vega GPU is purportedly almost twice as powerful as the iGPU bundled with Intel's Coffee Lake chips, which, as we know, really sucks. They're also on track to completely replace the Ryzen 5 1400 and Ryzen 1200 processors, which makes a whole lot of sense. While it's a little strange that there's no hint of a similar Ryzen 7 chip. We can only imagine that it'll only be announced at a later date, or AMD will skip it all together because they don't want to put their high-end processors with integrated graphics. Anyways, since we're in for so many new Ryzen chips this year, you'd sort of hope that the original lineup would receive a pretty substantial price drop almost across the board. Unfortunately, oh, no, wait, yep, that's totally happening. That's right, AMD will be slashing prices for the majority of 1000 series chips by like a lot. Highlights include the fantastic Ryzen 5 1600 will drop from $219 to $189, and the 1800X will see a $150 price drop from $499 to just $349. The Ryzen Threadripper 1900X will also receive the discount treatment, dropping from $549 to $449. Not content with just giving us a glimpse into the company's plans for this year, AMD also gave us a nice tease of its roadmap going into 2020. This includes a planned jump to the 7nm process for Zen 2 next year and a 7nm plus Zen 3 in 2020. The company states that the design for Zen 2 is complete and will improve on the original Zen architecture in multiple dimensions, while Zen 3 is apparently on track, which makes sense since it's, 2 years out. Now for the most important part of this whole shebang, there's a new Wraith cooler on the way, and it has more RGB. The new Wraith Prism CPU cooler is functionally almost identical to the Wraith Max cooler, including direct contact heat pipes and the like, but what makes the Wraith Prism almost a million times superior is its new RGB rainbow ring and its illuminated fan blades. Illuminated fan blades, what? Anyone without an interest in joining the cult of RGB, in which case we can't be friends, will be happy to know that it'll come equipped with the dark mode, which kills all of the lighting, but then also kills your spirits and probably your PC too. But if that's your kind of jam, you're better off with the Wraith Max or similarly clearly inferior coolers, because the RGB gives you minus like 30 degrees Celsius on whatever you put it on. Anyways, it's clear 2018 will be another fantastic year for the AMD CPU team. They're rapidly rejoined the desktop processor conversation with the original Ryzen launch last year, and they're on track to stay in it this year with multiple exciting new products. It'll be interesting to see how Intel responds to these new chips, especially after the discovery of the Meltdown Inspector exploit debacle, a debacle that only works in AMD's favor since their chips are believed to be relatively unaffected. But anyways, that'll wrap it up for this coverage video of CES. Be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed it, and especially if you want that RGB AMD cooler. I know I do. Subscribe to stay up to date on all of our tech-related content, and let me know what you want us to cover either down in the comments or over on Twitter. I am at UFDisciple. Anyways, I am Brett with the UFD Tech channel. Thank you so much for watching this. Look at this freaking city, by the way. Pretoria is amazing. Anyways, thank you for watching our remote coverage of CES 2018. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.